Hey guys, I want to talk about hubs, and I want to spotlight a company that doesn't get talked about that much. It's kind of hidden, and the old racers know about this company because these hubs were used on some of the first winningest downhill mountain bikes way back with Missy Glove and Sam Hill and all those guys, and they knew about these hubs, and that's Hadley Hubs. Now, Hadley Hubs came around and just went straight to mountain biking. They didn't make road hubs, and they also realized that road hubs with that tiny little quick release axle weren't very good for mountain bikes. So immediately they made a front hub with an axle conversion where you could get the quick release, but you could also get this conversion, and that was on their H500 210 R6 hub. And you could get this conversion that would see how it's got like a little stop nut right there, and you could put this through a regular quick release dropout, because the quick release dropouts aren't as skinny as those quick releases. They're actually 9 millimeters diameter. So this was 100 by 9, and you would do the axle conversion, and you would be able to make a more solid connection with your front wheel, especially for we started going longer and longer in travel. And back then, long in travel was like 120, 130, 140 forks. So they made that conversion, and of course they made a conversion for the downhill bikes, which was this 20 millimeter. Now those hubs, remember the 100 by 20 axles that kind of disappeared when we went to 15 by 110, but these were massive, and all of your dual crown forks use these, and a lot of the longer travel forks use these, and they were just more substantial. So they made a conversion so you could convert your hub axle with a solid through axle, and let me show you how that works. And so I wanted to show you, this is the regular standard 35 millimeter, and then what they did was you could use your regular 35 millimeter that had that cheesy quick release, and then you could get this lock bolt and connect your wheel. Now, you didn't have a quick release, but honestly, who doesn't carry an Allen wrench when you're riding? I don't know. I always have a multi-tool at least, and that has an Allen wrench on it, and it's just a regular 5 millimeter Allen wrench. So that's what they did. Now I wanted to show you one of my first single speed hubs, and this was the Hadley's SS R6. And if you notice the shorter free hub body, and this free hub body is actually made out of titanium, 72 points of engagement. And look how wide these flanges are. I want you to see this. Look how wide these flanges are. And they're wider than the average flange of a regular hub, of a geared hub especially. But they are 62 millimeters wide. It goes, yeah, almost 63. So super wide. What that builds up is a nice triangulation for a real strong wheel. And these ones I had on my single speed, and I switched them out because the paws were catching. I had them rebuilt a couple times, but I guess, you know, after a while, and I mean, these hubs are 20 years old, but I've had the bearings replaced several times, and they've gone pretty strong. I've even had the seals replaced and everything like that. I'm keeping them because I might put them back onto a regular 35 millimeter dropout with these bolts. So it can convert back, instead of a through axle 142, it can convert back to the bolt-on. So that's why I'm keeping all this together, and might build up another wheel for a bolt-on when I find a frame I want to do that with. So That's the thing, guys. I like using and sustaining parts, and I always felt, even in the very beginning, buying a better part, like American made machine part, is better for you. If you guys are buying like from 5Dev and King Creek and all these guys, and even in the UK from Hope, you're buying from a smaller manufacturer that really pays attention to detail, and I feel that significant. So let's look at what I'm running right now. This is on this wheel set, and these are Hadley's, and these are the Hadley SDH 135R9. So these could go back to 135, but they're 142 right now, and that's perfectly okay with me, because I still think 142 is fine. And I don't think that everything has to be boost or even super boost, but that's how smooth they are. And those have regular enduro bearings, I think 60, 82, I can't remember the exact model, and still going strong. Now those paws ended up sounding really, really nice, but my single speed paws just, and I had already replaced those paws once on my single speed, so that's why I didn't. And these were my newer hubs. So here's another hub I wanted to show you, and that's the regular Hadley. That's the it's the R112.0. It's a H60110, and obviously this is a regular through axle with it, but it's 100 by 15 through axle, and I didn't see the reason for going for 100 by 110 by 15, but I think it's a little bit better. I think those hub flanges are a little bit wider on some hubs, but you could see how wide Hadley hub flanges are. If you notice, some hubs don't have a very wide hub flange because they put end caps and they try to make it multi-use. You guys got to understand that it's only really in US that everything went to this boost. In other countries, I mean, there are some other countries that went to boost on everything, but some countries didn't, and that was just American greed that made the bike company switch everything out to get you to buy more shit. And that's how I feel about that. So that's just a little look into Hadley hubs, and I wanted to just show you guys that and see what I got going as I'm switching out. I'm going to switch out these this wheel set to some 275 plus. That's why I got this out here, and do the 275 plus. And these are the same hub I just showed you on that scraper. And that's another thing I wanted to show you. This is a 29 plus. This is 40 millimeter internal width. And one thing I like about super wide rims is, even when you put, this is also 40 millimeter internal width. Even when you put 2.6 tires, which everybody's running right now, it just looks proper. And I have a wide cush core in there, and I've got some beefy tires, and they just set up really nice. Never felt like I was ever going to burp the tire or anything like that. Of course, the cush core really helps, but I feel like a wider rim just gives you a more durable tire and a more stable platform. It is a little bit heavier, but you know, it's about having fun for me. It's not about having something super light that I'm racing. I want to go fast downhill, but I'm not really trying to be the first one to climb that hill. I do like to climb at a normal pace, but I'm not going to just gas out so I don't have something for the downhill. I'm just going to, except for my single speed, but that's why I usually do shorter rides on that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and take a look at this company, Hadley. If you want some hubs that are probably like 100, 200 less than some of the other brands, you could check these out. They still make them. They still don't have a website. They still don't do any online direct. They go through a company called Ball Racing. I'll put the link in the description, but you can get their hubs there. And still a small mom and pop place that machines everything and is always making conversion parts and keeping you guys up to date without having to buy a brand new wheel when you can just convert your axle. And I'll talk to you guys later.